Hi, welcome to Gen Cam Plays Board Games, a channel where I, Gen Cam, play board games solo to help you decide if a game is right for you. Okay, so Gen Con 2024 came and went, and I have yet to do my Gen Con haul video. So, okay, I'm a few weeks late, but I did have some crazy life things happen while I was at Gen Con. So, okay, fine. I am a little behind. I fully admit it, but that does not mean that I am not super excited about all the games I was able to bring home. Of course, I do want to mention that while I did purchase some of these games with my own money, I do have review copies. I have like goodie bag copies of games, things like that. So I will try to make sure that to let you know which ones I did purchase with my own money. And of course, when I do cover them as a playthrough for the channel, I will also let you know then as well. I should also mention that I am not going in any type of order. It's literally what I can reach in a moment. And yeah, like things were just in bags by weight and what I could handle, because some things didn't fit in bags, some things were so heavy that they were the only thing in the bag. So yeah, that's how that's gonna work. And then I think though, let's start off with some of the smaller things, which were some promos I was able to pick up. I have no idea where I just put them, but I'm gonna find them. Oh, like legit. Oh, they're right in front of me. Oh my gosh. Okay. So something I was able to pick up are the promo cards for Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. I was able to get the number 5.5 Arena Challenge, which was an Origins promo, as well as number 2.5 Narrow Escape, which was the Gen Con promo. So in my playthrough, I am past 2.5 Narrow Escape, but I'll probably go back because I think I'm only the one after that I completed. So I'm gonna go back. I'm definitely gonna do this one. And then the one that's next, I think, for me to do is 5. So of course this one will be the one after that. So I'm excited to get back to Gloomhaven, Buttons and Bugs, and check out those promos. I was also able to get a couple promos. Oh, I should say that these promos I believe were free. Um, if you stopped by the Cephalofair booth. So I did not pay for those, but I do think they were free for anybody that stopped by to say hello. So I also was able to pick up the Paula and Jamie Final Girl promos. I'm super excited. I did pay for these, and I was able to get them signed, which was super cool. This year at Gen Con was my first chance to meet Jamie. I have met Paula in the past. Both are super awesome, so much fun. And for the Jamie promo card, it's really cool because there was going to be a Jamie, obviously, is going to be in the game, but this promo is specific because it says I Heart Cons, so you can only actually get it at conventions. So that's super cool, and I am just all about that. Okay, so let's start with this pile here. Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason. Kind of like what goes in my brain. There's like no rhyme or reason to what order anything happens. I don't know if you've noticed that about me. But this is one that I was super excited about. It was on my anticipated games list, and I was able to pick it up before they sold out. Because after I got it, I think I saw a post that they'd sold out, or this was like the rest of the stack, and that is the Search for UAPs. I did purchase this with my own money, and I love Search for Planet X. I also have Search for Last Species. I love logic deduction games. I play Turing Machine a lot on VGA, like a lot. So super excited to get to play this and see how it compares to the other ones in the series. And I'm not gonna lie, I will keep buying games in this series. Like I'll just keep buying them. Like they want to put them out, I'll keep buying them. I really think if there's anything that's like my favorite type of game, I really think logic deduction is my favorite, at least as of August 2024. So the next two, I did get preview copies of, and I'm super excited. I had a meeting with Allplay, and I was able to pick up on tour with the special dice, which are like glittery. Yeah, they're like glittery. I'm all for glitter. But it's nice, glittery, like chunky dice to go along with On Tour, which I've never played, but I've wanted to. And then I also got a review copy of Habitats, which I have heard great things about, as well as the upgraded meeples. I love nature and animals, so I'm super excited to give this a try. And honestly, I'm super excited about everything, so I'm gonna repeat myself a lot. Like I know. Maybe no. I was gonna say maybe I should have a counter, like how many times I say I'm so excited. Then you'll never get anything done in this video would ever go live. But thank you so much to Allplay for these. Can't wait to try them. Another game that I got, this was part of a goodie bag at the Lucky Duck party, is Captain Obvious. And this is a 3 to 10 player game. So I will be playing with my family, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work solo. But it's a competitive party game where players have to write obvious sentences that are easy to guess even when missing a word. I have some friends, okay, I have friends that I think this would be so much fun to play with. Like, I would also play this with some of my friends at our local pub because I, I can't even imagine some of the things that some of my friends would come up with and see whether or not they can get it. I don't know. We'll see. But that was Captain Obvious. There's going to be some other games from that goodie bag party. And yeah, I'm excited to see it. The next game is one that I've been really wanting to try. So I was super excited to be able to pick up my review copy of it at Gen Con, and that is Unmatched Adventures Tales to Amaze. Oh my god, a promo is like falling off. It's not even the promo for this game, but I have things falling off everywhere. There's things everywhere, I'm not joking. I have been super wanting to play Unmatched for a while, like a long while, but again, it's really hard for me to play games with other people, hence playing solo. So to be able to dive into it in a solo game is super something I've been really, really looking forward to. So I was super excited when, oh my gosh, how many times have I said it? When I was able to pick up this review copy this year at Gen Con. And next is going to be a small box game, which was on my anticipated game list, one that I'm not going to do for the channel. I'm definitely going to be playing with my husband because it's an escape room game, and of course I don't want to spoil that for anyone. So, but I was able to purchase SideQuest Frostpunk, and it did come with the promo cards. So I've played Frostpunk, and that was stressful. It was so stressful. Like I even knew like how that scenario ends, and I still don't think I like took a breath for like 10 minutes during that final storm. My husband has not played Frostpunk, but we've watched a lot of Frostpunk coverage or like the challenge videos of like somebody DDR Jake does challenges of like not turning on the generator. So we like watching those. So, and we have done escape room games together in the past. So I'm excited to play one that is also my theme, because the other one I bought for him just to get him to play games with me, which really had nothing to do with a theme I particularly enjoy. And I'm not going to say which one because I'm not trying to get that kind of hate. Just not trying to do it. Okay, so the next game on the list is not a review copy, and I also didn't purchase it, but it was a gift from Steve from Co-op Guild because he had an extra copy. So super excited. It is Kinfire Delve, and it is the Stockade. I can talk. So I did actually back the latest Kickstarter at $1 because I wanted to play this one first before I decided if I wanted the other two. So thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to try it. Okay, we are moving on to a bag that's not the games I already set on the table. And the first one, this one I was able to get at the launch party event, which was absolutely awesome. It was a great party. And that is River Valley Glassworks. And I'm super excited for this one. I have gotten to play it some on BGA with my husband, but you can't do the solo there. And so I'm super excited to see the solo, but then also just to be able to play it with my husband and kiddo and, in the physical form. I love BGA, obviously, but sometimes it's just nice to be able to sit down and play a game together, not on a computer while sitting next to each other. Like it's just not the same. So I am super excited. Thank you to AllPlay for hosting the launch party. And I'm just super excited for this, as I've said about every game so far. But this one you will definitely be seeing on the channel. Okay, next up was one that was on my anticipated and kind of funny. Like Gen Con was so insane. There were so many people and it was just so overwhelming that I went to the booth. There was 2 games I was supposed to get when I was at this booth and I failed. I failed. I only got one of the 2, so I'm gonna have to correct that later. But I was able to purchase Witchcraft. Like I said, it was on my anticipated game list. It's witches and it's solo. What's not to love? But yeah, I've had my eye on this list or on this game for a while. I think it actually came out last year. So super glad I was able to pick that up. Okay, so when I was digging through that bag, I realized I didn't pull out the modules for River Valley Glassworks, River Glass and Other Sundries expansion, River Valley Glassworks. Yep, so it's a little expansion. Got this too. Okay, so the next 3 were also at part of the Lucky Duck goodie bag. So one of them was Quartz, the dice game, which I actually don't really know much about. It is 3 to 6 players, so maybe that's why I don't know much about it. But let's see. It seems that new mines keep being discovered, but this mine isn't that big, and all the dwarves will have to hurry to make the most of this discovery in just one day. Everyone must explore the mine and sell the mined crystals and the city. At the end of the day, the dwarf who manages to gather the most money will have the entire mine to themselves. So that's Quartz. And it does have some cool looking custom dice. But yeah, it is 3 to 6 player, but I definitely think that is one the family would be willing to play with me. And he also got Tranquility the Ascent. Now, I don't think this was on my anticipated game list, but this was on my short list. So super excited that this was in the goodie bag. And same goes for Paper App Dungeon. This is a game that I was really interested in because the dice is actually the pencil. So you roll the pencil and that's your die. And it is a solo game, small box. Summer's almost over, but small box summer might become small box fall. Oh man, I'm gonna be behind a stack eventually. All right, let's see what's in this bag. Oh, all right, since we were talking about Lucky Duck, let's grab this one. Whew. This is Nestlings. This was also part of that goodie bag. It is, let's see, a 1 to 4 player, 30 to 60 minutes. So this one isn't one that I know a lot about, but I have seen pictures on Instagram and other social media of people getting their Kickstarters in. So I'm super excited to try it out and then also see what other people think about it that we're able to back it. But choose one of 8 bird species and compete in a diverse ecosystem to collect unique resources. Roll and assign dice to gain priority and gather resources to feed your nestlings and compete to score elusive gathering goals. For every unique resource you gather, take the matching segment and slide it into your biome ring for recurring victory points and immediate bonuses. With captivating artwork and strategic depth, Nestlings offers intense decision-making moments as you aim to outwit your avian opponents and soar to victory. So super cool. Definitely gonna have to see how the solo works for that. Okay, so this next game is going to be a game that was on my anticipated games list, and I believe it was my first purchase at Gen Con this year, and that is Wild Gardens. And I just think this is super cute. I love the idea of you're trying to forage to get resources in order to make food, but it's on this rondel, so you kind of have to follow the path, but you also have to go whatever the dice is. I think you have to move that many spaces, not as up to like that many spaces. I did not get the deluxe components because I'm not going to lie, this one was not inexpensive. The base game was not inexpensive, but I'm super excited for this one. But yeah, so this was on my anticipated list and a game that I really wanted to pick up. I did actually originally back it at $1, but finances at the time made it so that it was not a something I could purchase at the time during the Kickstarter. So I'm glad I was able to get it this year at Gen Con. And actually, now that I think about it, Keystone I got from Rose Gauntlet at Gen Con last year. So maybe it's just an annual thing that I buy Rose Gauntlet games at Gen Con. So the next game is kind of new to me. It wasn't one that I was aware of. But I did have a meeting with Resonum, who are absolutely delightful. I love what the company stands for. I've covered Avant Card, which was one I backed in the past, and that is Mechanika. And it is, you're building like this like robot factory, but I think they're also trying to take over the world. But some of them have like these different faces. Like this one looks kind of like he's trying to take us out. This one might be a vampire. I'm not quite sure, but it's still cute. Anyway, so this is a 1 to 4 player game, plays in about 45 to 60 minutes. Oh my gosh, things are falling down. Game's down, game's down. Okay, next up is another one that was on my list. I was not super great about my list, but I think I did better than I anticipated. But I think I actually got the last copy of this one. If it wasn't the last one, it was darn close. And there was somebody else, like I was in line, and there was somebody that was kind of like in front of me, and I hope they weren't about to ask for it because I was like, because I already asked, and I grabbed it, and they kind of like looked to the side. So I don't know if they were like looking for it too, and I don't care. Like, I don't care. I wanted it. And that is Chronologic. Again, it is a logic deduction, and it's set in the 1920s Paris. So like the theme, it's logic. I'm super excited. I did purchase this with my own money. I went to the booth every day because it was selling out, and I got it on Sunday. I got their last copy on Sunday. But I'm not gonna lie, y'all, like Gen Con's really, really fun, but I'm not standing in line for hours for anything. Like you can get it later. You really can get it later. But I was able to get this one without having to stand in line for an absurd amount of time because no, I'm not playing that game. Oh, cool. I didn't realize this. So with Chronologic, the promo was it's a pencil sharpener and an eraser. Hopefully I'm not making that many mistakes in the logic game. Hopefully not. Okay, so the next game I have to share is kind of a funny story. So I personally did not have a meeting with Plaid Hat Games, but I did kind of tag along with Steve from Co-op Guild, Derek from Kanji Studios, and Barrett and Colin from Meet Me at the Table when they had a meeting to check out Wandering Galaxy. And then Amanda Panda had a meeting directly after that. So I kind of like crashed her meeting. And I was able to get Ashes Reborn and the expansion that allows it for solo play from Plaid Hat Games. I'm now just realizing because it is a game designed by as Isaac Vega, which is also Wild Gardens, and now they're standing next to each other, and I'm like, oh, even better. Uh, So super thankful to Plaid Hat for letting me pick up this review copy so I can give it a try. I have friends that have really enjoyed it, but I haven't had a chance to play it yet. So thank you so much. It's so warm in this game room. Like, do see my hair is just expanding with every game I talk about. This is, oh, it's almost a lot like Gen Con. Yeah, yeah. I hope I remember to throw that picture in there because, oh God, it was hot and it was humid. I don't, oh, yeah, yeah, it was a lot. Okay, next game. Okay, so the next game is a small box card game. It is actually in a series of games, but this is the only one that you can play solo because I was ready to get all the games in the series so far, but this was the only one you could play solo, so I only got the one. But that is Autumn. And this one I think looks kind of cool. So you have these different cards with the different color leaves, and you're trying to get the most with your color leaves visible in order to win. But there's 4 different seasons, obviously, so there's different games, but at least from the ones that were there, like winter was there. Maybe it's just fall and winter so far, but winter was not soloable. And out of my purchases at Gen Con, I was trying to limit to games I could play solo. So that is Autumn. Okay, I think we're at the last couple before I actually just have to get up and pick games up. There's like no more that are in my reach. This room is not that large. Not that large. Okay, so the next game I did get a review copy for, and that is Astra, as well as the promo pack, which offers different constellations as well. And the box says 2 to 5, but I was told that it can be solo, so I'm thinking then that it could be cooperative as well. But little known fact, well, I guess maybe not little known, but little known to you, I grew up like loving constellations and the night sky. My parents got me a telescope when I was a kid, and my son was super obsessed with space and things like that when he was younger. I mean, he's almost 16, so I mean, he's still pretty young. But you are collecting constellation to earn various boons and abilities granted by the discovered constellations and gain fame for your efforts in exploring the night sky. It's so funny. I talk about like how space theme isn't my favorite, but constellations is totally up my alley. Maybe I just don't like space exploration. Maybe that's it. Because I do like a lot of space games. Who knows? I'm odd. All right, so next I have the Cartographers promo pack, the Ambush 2 mini expansion. I love Cartographers. I used to cover it more when I was still over on Twitch, so probably need to cover Cartographers because I do have all the map packs and I collect all of the promos and expansions. I really enjoy Cartographers, so yeah, maybe we should have a nice little Cartographers series. We'll cover like all of those. But I also was able to get a review copy of their newest game, Metro Runner, which is like a like cyberpunk themed game that is, I think, just released to backers. I'm not sure if this is available in retail yet or if it was just at Gen Con, but if it's not, it will be coming soon. But it is a 1 to 5 player game, runs about 30 to 90 minutes, and says, welcome to Mirror City. You're a boots on the ground mercenary in the corporate Cold War. Earn the respect of the residents of your district and build your notoriety among the city's network of runners. I love a like cyberpunk theme because I love cyberpunk theme just based on colors alone. But there's this, oh my gosh, this is so heavy. This metal, oh, it's metal tiles. Oh, that's so cool. I was like, is this a die? Nope, it's a stack of different metal tiles for the game. And then, like, this sucker's heavy. And then also some promo cards. Oh, it's a mini expansion. Super cool. Mini expansion. Okay, so the next game isn't a review copy, or if I also didn't purchase it, I'd say it was more of a gift, and that is Merchants of the Dark Road. And this one I got from the BIPOC Lounge, which was hosted by Rose Gauntlet Foundation. So they had their own library in the lounge so people could go hang out, play some games. And I do hang out in the lounge quite a bit. It's just a great place to kind of get away from all the insanity and a great time to be able to like meet up with people like on the last day before people were leaving for their flights. A lot of us from Tabletop Live Network just happened to be hanging out of the room, and so I think that was our only group shot. No, not everybody from TLN that was at Gen Con or in that video, we just all happened, or in that photo, we just all happened to, those of us that were there just happened to be there, just kind of getting a soda, some nice air conditioning before heading home or back to the airport. But thank you so much to the Rose Gauntlet Foundation for offering that space for Gen Con goers and for Merchants of the Dark Road, which is a game I've been wanting to play for so long. And I know there was recently a Kickstarter for the expansion, but life things made it so that I wasn't able to back it this time around either. So I'm super glad that I was able to pick this up so I can finally try it. Okay, so the next one's a really big one. It's not the biggest thing. It's not a Frosthaven, but I have heard, okay, well, let me start over. Oh, actually, it makes sense. So I'm wearing my Tabletop After Dark shirt, which is a group of streamers over on Twitch where you get to stream together, raiding into each other, but you don't have to be family friendly. So I sometimes joke that when I do Tabletop Live Network, that's my shiny Halo side, and my TTAD side is my not so shiny Halo side. But the person that began Tabletop After Dark, Thomas, who is Olympian over on Twitch, absolutely loves this series of games. And so I was super excited to be able to get a review copy of this. I may have name dropped. I mean, I could prove who I am, and that I'm part of TTAD, but I may have name dropped Olympian when I was talking to them. But that is Shadows of Brimstone, and it's Valley of the Serpent Kings. So I have never played Shadows of Brimstone, but it is Thomas's like favorite game, and I've watched so much content on Shadows of Brimstone, but there's not a lot of content for this one or the other one that came at the same time. I did back at the very large, like the largest one, their latest campaign. So I will say that there was no way in heck they are going to give this to me, except for they know that I've already backed the oh gosh, the Pharaoh Pledge from Flying Frog Productions for their latest campaign, which I believe will ship next year. But yes, I was able to get a review copy of Valley of the Serpent Kings. I am very excited for it. Uh, but I didn't just, I mean, I got it because I'm a content creator, but also because I've spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of money on that Pharaoh Pledge. It's one of those we're not telling my husband things. Like that's, yeah, don't tell my husband. Also, next up, don't tell my husband because I did purchase this. And I have another part of it coming tomorrow that I purchased after I got back from Gen Con, even though this is like not even open yet. Don't tell my husband. Oh my god, and it's so heavy. And it's it's so heavy. And it's too many bones. I understand why this is so heavy. But for the love of God, you guys, I have no upper body strength. I mean, I will if I keep lifting this up. But I recently played Hoplomachus remastered at the beginning of summer for the first time. And it was my first time playing a chip theory game. And I've always kind of been like, I don't know. But I won the Hoplomachus remastered in a raffle at Origins 2023. So it took me a year. I finally played it. And after that, I was like, okay, I want to try Too Many Bones. So went to Gen Con, bought this. It's so heavy. Like in the bag, I had like broken blood vessels on my arms from carrying this bad boy for most of the day, but super excited. And of course, right after Gen Con, I got that notification that Riffle is available for 48 hours only. So that's coming tomorrow. But that's not part of my Gen Con haul now, is it? It's just a result of my Gen Con haul. But I'm super excited to learn Too Many Bones. I know that it's a lot to learn. And so I don't want to get like everything right away. I want to take the time to learn, the different gear locks and kind of have like a decent opinion. But I mean, you tell me I can only have 48 hours to get something and I'm gonna get it. Like that's just how that's gonna go. We're gonna put this underneath some of those small box light games because I don't want them to get crushed. Okay, so we have 2 more games, but 1 publisher, and these were shipped to me after Gen Con, which is another reason why this video wasn't right away, wasn't right as soon as I got home. Okay, so this next game is a game that, like I said, was shipped to me because their stock was getting pretty low towards the end, and of course, it's better sometimes to just send somebody a review copy. But I was super excited because I did get a demo of the game and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I mean, it's just super cute. I don't think it was on my anticipated list, but I think if I had known more about it at the time, it definitely would have been on my anticipated games list. And that is Adulthood from Brotherwise Studios. It was designed by Johnny O'Neill, who is one of the nicest people. If you ever have a chance to talk to him or meet him, he is super, super nice. I guess maybe semi-disclaimer, I did help with the Game Pathways booth last year at Gen Con, which is an organization that Brotherwise Games is affiliated with. My things are getting stuck. So, I mean, I guess, I don't know if that's something I need to disclose or not, but I did work for them last year at Gen Con at that Game Pathways booth. By the way, if you want to look into an organization that helps inner city youth get into board gaming and board game design, definitely check out Game Pathways, or I think Game Pathway, and yeah, definitely check that out. But in Adulthood, you have like, you're playing cards to, you kind of start off of like, you're a server or, something like that, but then you can get different careers, but there's like all these other things. So like getting a spouse and your hobbies and things like that. But in my demo, just random cards that came out, guys, you get two career options and then you pick one. And I got content creator. And I'm like, I know what I'm gonna pick, but it was a super cute game. I'm super excited to play it. My son was also interested in playing it, so I know we'll play it together. I'm not sure how the solo works yet, but Johnny was nice enough to take 20 minutes out of his day, which I mean, he was trying to carry things back to the booth from their room, and he took the time out to show me the game really quick. So really, really appreciate that. And yeah, that one's gonna get opened pretty quick. But to my surprise, Adulthood was not the only game that came in the box. The other one is Dungeon Carts. And as somebody that grew up playing Mario Kart, I I'm so happy to have this game. It is a 2 to 8 player, which I guess makes sense because right, you could play. I mean, yeah. So not solo. I might do something, maybe just a quick overview how to play or unboxing maybe of this game because it is one I super excited for. Um, but but I think like who doesn't want to play a board game version of Mario Kart? So I know hubby will at least play with me. I'm gonna kick his butt because I bet you, yeah, I'm gonna win. I know I'm gonna win. But I think that's it. Oh, I guess not quite. I did get, this was part of a goodie bag, which was like this cool looking cup from Flat River Group. They had an event at one of my favorite pubs, which happens to be in Indianapolis, called O'Reilly's. Big shout out to all my friends there because I've actually known them longer than I've been playing board games by like a year. So I was super happy to be able to go to an event at my friend's pub. But that is my Gen Con 2024 haul. I can't imagine I missed anything because there's no place more to put anything. I need to do a call, you guys. I need to do a call. There's so many games in this apartment, and I'm very blessed to have this first world problem for sure. But what do you guys think of the haul? Which games do you want to see first? Which ones are you most excited for? Did you go to Gen Con? Did you pick up any of these games? Let me know. I am really, I think this was a good haul, at least for me. For me, this is definitely a good haul. I'm glad I drive to Gen Con because I don't know, there's no way I could have gotten some of these home otherwise. But thank you so much to all the publishers that provided me with the review copies. Thank you to friends that helped me carry games or gave me bags. Like at one point, Monique and Naveen from Before You Play, they gave me a bag because they had extras because I could not carry things. Oh, and that was day zero. That was Wednesday night, and yeah, luckily they had an extra bag that they let me keep so I could carry bags because I was just not prepared that day. But me not being prepared is pretty standard. But anyway, thank you so much. If you made it to the end, please consider liking and subscribing. Obviously, this channel is still growing. I did hit 500 while I was at Gen Con, so thank you so much to all of you that have subscribed so far. And till next time, bye-bye.